it's cool too. I like how you keep your imaginary friends.
I gotta have friends somehow.
I'm not your friend.
That is true.
It's okay.
So, welcome everybody. Thank you very much for joining us for Sony After Hours Support, episode 9, apparently, which is crazy.
Yes.
I am Derek.
It's your boy Larry.
Yep, Larry's with me.
Yes,
Lucky
I
me.
am.
It has been an extremely long day. We still do have our team working hard back there. Well, not currently, apparently. But yeah, so pardon any noise if you do hear anything.
Yeah.
But thank you for joining us. I'm seeing a lot of great names that I love to see.
Yes.
STE, welcome back. Sam, Ronan, Mr. Michael Beckerman, of course. Good to see you. And then the Global South. I don't recall seeing the name before, but absolutely welcome to be here. And we appreciate hearing the compliment.
Absolutely.
That was a lot of fun and very cool to be a part of that.
Yeah, you know the most difficult thing was?
Weird.
I guess we can disclose the fun we had.
Sure.
You know what? We can disclose this now.
Hopefully.
We clearly know I struggle with secrets, right?
This is true.
And this project, a lot of people don't know, we started this project back in December of last year.
Mm-hmm.
November of last year. See, all of these questions you guys have been asking us over the past several episodes has been quite the challenge for me to keep my job.
Yes.
So,
yes. But we managed to keep our jobs,
Yes.
and we all made it collectively to this date. So now we can actually talk about this stuff.
Yeah.
And thank you guys for being here. Love to have
Absolutely.
you here. Ozzy and Roosevelt, awesome. Malcolm, welcome back as well.
Yeah.
Mason, man, we got a whole bunch of people in here. Cool.
Yes. Man, let's get into it.
Yeah. So let's just start with. Well, I want to start with one thing before we. Well,
When
my
Derek
brain.
does that, that's when he knows I was going to say something, but he wanted.
I needed to stop you.
There it is. All right,
So,
we're good.
I want to
We're good.
sort of set the expectation for kind of what we're doing. Sony After Hours support, for those of you who are new, we are here to support you with any support questions you have regarding Sony. So questions about products, any concerns about different ideas or anything like that, please let us know. But we do know and expect that most of this particular sauce episode is going to be about one particular product category
Yes.
before we get into it.
Yeah. But the majority.
Before
we're
we get into the
anticipating.
one.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is true. 2-in-1, yeah. I know. So, before we get into that, we did have another release
Yes.
last week.
Yes, we did.
Oh, yes. It's
There
been
it
too
is.
long for that.
Yeah.
So those of you who may have missed it, we did release a fantastic video done by Mr. Larry here.
I'm trying to do my thing here. There it is.
That's not weird.
It's
So
a little bit.
So you want to share, because you obviously
Yeah.
got some insight on some of this. But let's
Absolutely.
just kind of go do a quick little overview.
Yeah, absolutely. So we launched our alt lineup. And the weird thing is, I've had a couple of comments asking me, what does alt mean, right? So
Throw in the comments what you think it means.
yeah, let's do that. Yeah, hop in the comments right now. Tell me what you think alt means. So we'll come back to that point.
Yes.
But first of all, from a lineup standpoint, this is actually the first time that both the headphones team and the wireless speaker team have gotten together and created a product line that's directed to a specific, I don't want to say a specific, but address a need for customers that appreciated all the rich mids and the crystal clear vocals that our audio devices deliver, but felt that we needed a little more bass. You know what I'm saying? Oh, look at you. I needed the alt sound right there. But anyway, yeah. But so for me, it's been exciting. I love music. Anybody that's here in the production room knows that right before we go live, I have to get my fix of music that gets me going, whether it's early in the morning or even before we spend time with you all. But the lineup consists of the Altwear headphones that have here in front of us, the Alt Field 1, which is the small portable wireless speaker that does fit in a cup holder vertically. Anyway, the Alt Field 7, which is both powerful and portable, as the lovely Karina did a fantastic video on that one. If you haven't seen it, check out her dance moves in the background when you get a chance. Super awesome. And then, of course, the dominating Tower 10. Oh, my goodness. But the commonality or the common theme between all of these products is not sacrificing highs and mids for the purpose of delivering bass, but to let bass add and supplement to that experience. So yeah, oh man,
Yeah,
oh man,
it is really impressive. I haven't had a chance to see all of them. I did get a chance to listen to the Tower 10 as well as the Field 7. And the big thing I want to kind of call out is the Alt button.
Yes.
Because that is first we got a lot of great
of them.
answers. Yes,
Great.
Ultimate, a Big Boss, Ultra. I didn't think of it, but that absolutely could work as well.
It does. It does.
So
And
bonus points for you too.
Global South is Alan, so that's awesome.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic. All right.
So Alan,
Awesome.
great.
Good to have you back.
Yeah.
The Alt button. So you have your sort of standard sound,
Right.
and this is across the lineup, which is very cool. And then when you press it one time, it shifts into Alt 1,
Right.
which gives you a little bit more bass, but I think it also enhances sort of the mid range and highs as well. So it kind of just enhances the overall sound performance. Of course, that deep bass. On most models, not the Alt 1 does not have Alt 2
Right. It does not.
mode.
Very good. It does not.
So stick with us because I know that sounds weird. But when you press the Alt button again, you go into Alt mode 2, and this actually increases the sound pressure. So I actually did a blind test with my wife with the Oldfield 7 because she likes music, but she just doesn't know this stuff. This is a
Right.
foreign language to her. Anytime I talk about anything with work. So I did a test from standard to Alt 1, Alt 2, and when you got to Alt 3, she's like, I feel this. And I was like, yes, that's what it is. The bass, it does just cool.
Yeah.
It hits you.
That's awesome. Yeah.
So that's really cool stuff. But yeah, make sure you check that stuff out. If you've been looking for an upgrade over the previous version, the XE series, this is an upgrade.
Yo, this is
No joke.
This is so what
No
we
joke.
had in our mind. We didn't know, in all honesty.
Yeah,
We didn't know this was happening, but I think we were pretty spot on with our guess. We're like, well, when the season changes, maybe.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. We're caught off a little bit with that.
That's awesome. Yeah, definitely ultimate.
Yes, so make sure you check out the videos as well if you haven't, just kind of get an idea in the altwares. You've been raving about them. I've been hearing amazing things.
Yep.
Hopefully you get a chance to check it out pretty soon.
Yeah,
as
traveled
well.
with them, and they traveled well. I'll just say that.
Awesome.
That was my experience, but cool. I like it.
So I do want to answer some questions because actually, let's go to Mr. Michael Beckerman. Hopefully you're still here. Give us a shout just so we know that you're here. Either way, we're still going to answer your questions because
Yes.
they are good questions.
Yes.
But you put them in even before we went live.
Which is good.
Yes, so thank you for that. So let's just start right up at the top.
Okay.
The Bravia 9 appears to now have a backlit USB-C rechargeable remote. Is the battery pack in that remote user replaceable, or would a battery shop likely have to help replace it when it wears out?
It's good. It's a good question. It is not user replaceable. Obviously, we took time to do some sourcing to try to select, especially if you have a rechargeable battery that's not user replaceable. The idea is to try to get the most life, that you can, or at least for it to be a situation where it can last well beyond the life of the television. So we tried to get some information for you, Mr. Beckerman, regarding what that looks like from a repair standpoint. But look, the TVs haven't even ended up in living rooms quite yet. And so we know that there was research put into it. It's not user replaceable, but we wanted to make sure that we offered the best battery option for a rechargeable situation.
Yep.
So,
Awesome.
and USB-C is great, right?
Make
Rejoice.
it quick. Quick charge for it.
Yep,
It won't take
rejoice.
too long.
Yep.
Second question was, what new features were added in the new Eco Menu 2? So this one, it's not like groundbreaking changes or anything like that. It's a little bit more streamlined in its layout and setup. But the biggest change is that you actually get to see the power usage, the power consumption, and you can actually get a power consumption report. So you can actually see, like, maybe on days when you aren't home and you'd be like, oh man, who's leaving the TV on all day at max brightness and vivid mode or something like that. First, don't let them watch it vivid.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just can they hear that?
Yes.
Okay. Yes,
We're live.
we're live, and there is
Delivery of brand new Bravia TVs arriving for us.
Yes, via some sort of military helicopter or something like that. But yeah, so it's not like any massive changes, but it's just a little bit more streamlined to make it a little bit better. And of course, seeing the power consumption that people have over time can help them decide if they want to make different changes to be more efficient with their
Yes.
power.
There it is. I love
Pretty
it.
straightforward.
Man. I love it.
Yep.
Good stuff.
So let's just kind of go through some of the comments then too.
A lot of them.
So yeah, it's great to see all these amazing names, and yes, it has been a lot going on between the two launches. We've been doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes, and a lot of things, unfortunately, we couldn't share. So unfortunately, we've been a little bit absent, so apologies, but we are going to be back and rocking and rolling. So thank you guys for being here more than anything.
Rise in greatness, really quick. Do they answer questions about Sony cameras? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we are here to answer any questions that you all have. So yes, please.
Yeah, throw it in the comments.
Yeah.
Any questions that you have.
Yep. Sorry about
Who
that.
else? Let's see. Who else do we have? David, welcome. I haven't seen you here before, but I don't think. But thanks for being here.
Yep.
Is the Bravia 9 considered Master Series like the A95L?
Great question.
That is a great question.
Yeah, great question. The short answer is no. All right. So the Master Series designation, I'll call it that.
Yeah.
We're taking a step away from it. Simplifying, and I know you guys have commented about how the new naming convention is very beneficial and easy, right?
Mm-hmm.
We've simplified things. It's our flagship. We're designating Bravia 9 as our flagship TV for 2024, but the sub-branding of Master Series, we're not doing that. However, let me be clear. A big part of what Master Series was is it gave you knew that it had the latest and greatest technology, oftentimes before referencing A95L. There are a lot of similarities between A95L that came out last year and some of the TVs this year, right?
Right.
I think Ronan mentioned the menu system. So, yes, the menu system that you see on the A95L, Fluid UI, for those that want cool names of stuff. There it is. Fluid UI is on all of our announced 2024 TVs. So, yes. So, again, long story short, Master Series, no. From a designation standpoint, Bravia 9 flagship, yes.
Yeah. I think, it's great to have a moniker like that, Master Series and all this stuff. But realistically speaking, and this is something that, having been in this for far too long, talking about just sales of technology.
Right.
Because before I was with Sony, I was in retail selling technology, and it was one of those things like every year just seeing like, okay, this thing, they just added ultra or super fast or excellent mundo or something weird to it to make it seem like it's this better new thing, where I think we don't need to dress it up to be this fake excitement. Like we know what we are, we stand behind what we are and what we do, so we don't really need to do something like that.
Right.
And the performance is still going to give you that quality.
100%.
But yeah, we kind of change over time where it's like we're constantly improving.
Yeah.
But we're even in what would be considered a lower model starts to inherit these amazing features of a previous better model.
Yes.
Kind of that great cycle. That's how it should be, in my opinion.
Legacy.
I do want to shout out Rigoberto Diaz. Greetings from Sony Mexico. If you're with Sony Mexico, welcome, amigo. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
Hola,
good.
señor. ¿Cómo estás? Yeah. There we go. Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah, bienvenidos. Yes.
Let's see. So did we literally catch up on the questions?
No.
Did I miss something?
I think we skipped. Yeah.
Something. Is it backlit? What's backlit? Oh, probably
that
the
was
remote.
yeah. So Bravia 9 is the only remote that's backlit for 2024.
Yep.
So yes, and that's the one that we were referring to earlier.
Yep.
So that's awesome.
I also would like to call out Ronan's last comment.
Oh, that you want to put that on screen? There it is.
Yes. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Shout out Ronan. Yeah. There it is. There it is. There it
Come
is.
to the front, please.
Yeah. So
awesome.
yeah, there's a couple of questions, and then I do want us to get to rising greatness.
Yes, okay.
But let's so how about this one? Mr. Beckerman always has a good one for us.
He just wants to challenge us.
He wants us to earn that pay raise.
No kidding. Yes. Yes. Great
Sony
questions.
TVs offer an on-screen 5 or 7 band EQ. Is there a way to get that same type of on-screen EQ? Sorry. Let me see. Is there a way to get that same type of on-screen EQ? Could also be added into Sony soundbars OSD menu as well. So, I don't have an answer for that one. Mr. Beckerman, I understand where you're going with this. You're making a recommendation of what we can do. Now, let me say it this way. What you're asking for is a manual way to customize or adjust the audio based upon individual preference. Unfortunately, data points show, I hate quoting data points,
I know,
but literally this mass majority of consumers out there actually don't ever want to have to push a button or change settings. That's why we've concentrated so much on technologies such as 360 SSM with our home theater products, Voice Zoom 3, which I'm sure we'll talk about a little bit more in a little bit with respect to some of the new TVs. This is like a soft guide into the new TVs. We haven't even just,
I know we haven't.
It's
Well,
so funny. Yeah,
it just
the
kinda
questions took us there. Yeah, but we've focused on a lot of the pain points in trying to make the experience almost very user friendly and manual adjustment free. So
Yeah,
hopefully that works.
I like it. Sam had a question. Oh no, I lost it.
It's a ton of questions. I saw.
Hang on.
Yeah, I saw
Hang on.
Sam's question too.
Where'd it go? What benefits will the Bravia 9 have with gaming, particularly with the PlayStation 5? So we do have the perfect for PlayStation 5 features. So the auto HDR tone mapping and the auto genre picture mode, which is across the lineup, actually, which is good. Of course, VRR support, ALLM as well, variable refresh rate and auto low latency mode. But we also do have on the Bravia 9, we do have the split screen capability. So you'll be able to actually... Multi-view. Sorry, yes. I'm getting used to terms. Thank you. We'll actually be able to be gaming, and then you can have YouTube up at the same time.
Yep.
And there's actually like a YouTube quick search. I haven't actually seen it in action as to how that actually plays through, or if it's somehow. I haven't seen it, but I don't know if it's like can identify the game that you're playing somehow. And
We should
search
open
for
up
it.
the Bravia 9 back there and test it later on.
We're in the process of doing some recordings of the unboxing. Probably not tonight, but yeah,
You know
at some point.
You know what's missed? PlayStation Remote Play.
Yes, that is true.
PlayStation Remote Play. It's a big one, right?
Yep.
So to be able to remotely play your PS5, network connected, of course, without being connected to the not playing directly on the TV where the console is connected is an advantage for our models this year. So that's a big win.
Yep. And of course, you do have the game menu as well, which is going to be throughout the lineup.
Yep.
And we also have the picture modes that are specific for first-person shooter picture mode, as well as the real-time strategy picture mode. I'm actually curious to actually dive into more of like what does it change?
Yeah, we should do a video about that.
Yeah. Oh, we absolutely should.
You should probably do a video about that.
Send me the TV. I'll do it.
I love it. I love it. Well
Just
played.
saying. Yeah, so good questions. So keep them coming. We will start to get through some of these, but we do have to get to Rise of Greatness.
Yes, I want to
question.
jump. I want to get to that one.
Rise of Greatness with Prince David.
Like that.
I have a Sony 7R4. My first slot is no longer reading any cards I put in. Ooh, I've tried everything, troubleshooting, reset different cards, etc. Any ideas? Okay. So if you've reinitialized the camera, I'm assuming based on saying reset, trying different cards, I'm assuming slot 2 hopefully is working. That, beyond doing those starting steps, I'm guessing you're trying to look something up.
Yep.
See if we can find something for you. Yes. That's pretty much where we would start, from where we have our basic kind of overview knowledge of everything. That might be a support thing, but I think Larry's going to look into a couple things. So let us try to find out a little bit more about that for you, or at least guide you in the right direction.
If you can do me a favor, I haven't found it, but I don't think this is something I'm going to quickly, and plus I want to be able to partner with that group.
That's fair.
Can you shoot us, Rising Greatness, can you send us an email to afterhoursupport@sony.com? Hopefully we can drop that in the chat. afterhoursupport@sony.com. That'll allow us to be able to check in on that situation for you and be able to communicate with you back and forth to get you the support you need.
Yes. Good call. Good call. Awesome.
Right.
I love that.
Cool.
Next one that is important, Andrew. Hi, Derek. That's me. Can you comment on the color of Larry's kicks? Yep, I can.
They're creative.
Always. Covering up the logo. very blue and made
Yeah.
is that what?
See this?
Oh,
See?
I didn't realize it changed. The other one was there.
Yeah, no, it changed.
Yeah, unfortunately,
changed.
those that were on the
Sorry,
live stream
yeah.
earlier, somebody made a comment. I don't know what was their cheetah prints and
Cheetah, leopard, and white tiger print.
there you go.
You guys missed that one.
Use your
Sorry.
imagination with that one.
I digress.
Probably won't be too far off. All right,
my
what else we got?
goodness.
ABG006, welcome. And how does one make motion smooth on movies and gaming on Sony OLED TVs? Now, so I'm going to preface this because I know you'll have a good answer, but
it's so
I
interesting.
do want to say this first.
Yes.
Motion, in my experience, is very subjective as to what is good. I have literally spent an hour with one customer in a store showing the difference between 60 and 120 hertz. And I was like, how do you not see the difference? Because it was so clearly different. Like, I chose specific demos that really called it out, and he couldn't see it.
Right.
Cool. Then I told him, like, well, you can get any TV you want because motion won't be an issue for you. But there are other
Right.
people that are so sensitive to it
Yeah.
that really no matter what happens, unless it is completely reshot in a
Yes.
specific frame rate, will they be happy? So it's hard to really say what will be best, but I know you probably have some ideas as far as a couple things that you can do to try to find the best settings for you.
I mean, I may have
Right,
some ideas.
right. It's all conceptual because
Right.
how well it works for that you in particular. Who is that? AVG. Yeah.
Okay.
What
I'm
are
gonna
your
take
thoughts?
yeah. So I'll take two stabs at this. Okay. The first one is in the custom motion settings, you've got smoothness and clearness. Think that that's still the case.
Yep.
Let's talk a little bit about that.
What do
Okay.
they do?
What do they do?
Because they do different things.
Sure. With smoothness, it is frame interpolation. So for those that don't understand what frame interpolation is, you've got an A frame and a B frame, and what the TV processor does is it creates an artificially created frame. Wow, you just like my hand gestures. This guy right here. It creates that artificial frame to make the image smooth. So as a child, I'm probably going to show my age. If you've ever seen drawings on the corner of a sheet of paper and you
Drawings
flip it,
on paper.
I don't have paper for crying out loud. And then it would give you that sense of motion.
Yeah.
The more sheets of paper you have in there, the smoother that motion would be, right? So that's frame interpolation in short. With clearness, it's black frame insertion, which means that, wow, this is really nerding out, right? So the purpose of black frame insertion is to minimize the ocular image retention that you have.
Ooh.
So when you see an image, the amount of time it takes for your eyes to take in light and your brain to interpret that, if you keep running images right next to each other, it will create blur, motion, it'll create all kind of craziness. You're basically inserting a black frame to be able to give your brain that second to be able to catch up with the way as fast as your eyes are taking in information.
If I
Yeah,
remember
sorry.
correctly, and I could be wrong, so nerds out there, if you know,
Yes.
correct me. But I want to say, like, we process about 1/20th of a second.
Okay. I would not know
which
that.
is still really fast,
Yeah.
right? But realistically, it's how some of those things kind of come together. I always kind of equated it to, like, if you've ever been in a dark room with a strobe, that moment it strobes, everything is super, super sharp
Yep.
in that moment because everything is sort of getting, like, refreshed,
Yes.
essentially, with each flash. So as you increase clearness, it has more black frames it's inserting within.
Yep.
But that can also lower the brightness, potentially, depending on the
Right.
setting and yeah, so you kind of have to play around with it to kind of
Right.
see what is best for you ultimately.
Yeah, and same thing goes with gaming. It's going to play around with that, play around how it goes with those two settings. But I also want to mention something cool, though. I have to take this opportunity to mention this. Specifically with respect to movies, and we're talking about motion. Like earlier today, we introduced and announced Prime Video calibrated mode.
Yes.
I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole deep, but I do want to touch on
It's
something I
super
didn't touch
cool.
on earlier. Yes. We talked about the TV being able to identify when you're watching movie content or live sports content. What we did not discuss at any detail is what changes occur.
Right.
So, again, not going to dive into it, but SDR, HDR, and all the HDR formats for both OLED and LCD or LED are all specifically calibrated per TV. That's the first thing. But it's not just PQ from a standpoint of color contrast clarity. that are adjusted. Picture quality. Yeah, my bad. It's not just picture quality with respect to color, contrast, and clarity. With Prime Video calibrated mode, it also adjusts motion to be able to adapt to motion that exists from recorded film versus live broadcast sports. So it's super cool.
Yeah.
It's super
It
cool.
was neat to have the gentleman. I don't know if you were in the room when we were doing a lot of the demos. There was a gentleman who actually was coding a lot of this.
Oh, no. I missed that.
Yeah, he was there, and he was kind of discussing the fact that like he had to go through and kind of process all of these different types of content. But it's cool that we're working with Prime, so it's like we're sort of sending in like, hey, this person is streaming from your app. Here's the TV information, what it is.
Yeah.
Based on this TV, here are the settings that
Yeah.
you need to have for this content. That comes in from Prime, and it adjusts those settings within the TV. It like with doing nothing.
Right.
The whole concept is awesome.
Anyway, I won't go to. I won't continue on this. Yeah,
because we're actually falling behind on
I know.
questions now.
Jeez,
But
I know.
but this is good because please keep them coming. And again, since we were about 25ish minutes in, I do want to kind of just remind everybody. Yes, we're going to be talking a lot about like some of the new stuff that's coming out. So it's sort of support, sort of pre-purchase support, kind of people curious about the tech. Please ask away about that or anything else you have Sony questions about.
Yep.
And also, I don't want to forget to say, one-on-one consultation is available if you are currently shopping for a new Sony product or as the new TV. Hey, look at that guy. I know that guy. God, it's so long ago. It was just a baby. But as these new TVs start to get closer to be coming out and you can't decide between Bravia 8, Bravia 9, or the Theater Bar 8 versus Theater Bar 9, or whatever the case may be, then set up a one-on-one consultation. Tell them, hey, this is what I want. This is what I like. What do you recommend and why? And talk to an expert, and they'll give you some good advice. Just a reminder.
Nice. Can I get fired real quick?
Sure. See ya.
I know what you're gonna answer.
Michael Beckerman's question.
The
Or the other one, but go ahead.
Well, Michael Beckerman asked about current TVs running on Google TV version 10, 11, 12. Do we know yet what version of Google?
do we actually?
I think this was discussed on a previous episode.
Yeah.
Well, we talked about, but he's specifically asking about like the new ones.
Yeah.
And we haven't actually. Have you looked?
Out of the disclaimer, please.
It's got to find it.
It's been a while. Here it is. Okay. All right. Out of the box, I can't confirm what operating system, what version is on there. What I do know is there will be a more updated version that this one will either launch with or receive above version 10. I think that's currently in L series and before. I'm probably gonna get fired tomorrow. It's cool. That's happening.
So let's just wait and see what happens. Good question.
I just didn't want to
We
ignore that.
should- yeah, we should know pretty soon because I mean, if it's what they come out with initially, but we could try to check that
Yeah.
soon. Unfortunately, we didn't get a chance to unbox any of them yet. That's still in
I really-
process
yeah, I
right
really
now,
doubt it.
right back there. So
You thought I was gonna answer the Xperia question? No. Oh, which one? Bring it up. Let's get fired today. Hey, Luca, reach out to Eric, and let's see if we can get you on, my friend.
Did I miss something?
Sorry.
Question from Ben.
Ben. Oh, Ben. Let me see. It may have been asked already, but are there no more than two HDMI 2.1 ports at this time? If not, why? Got that one. Second part. I understand limitations of the chip. Why not use a different one? Okay. I'll answer this one.
Yeah, honestly, I kind of missed. I don't know where this one is.
I'll answer this one.
Okay, go for it.
So understand, with respect to the chip conversation, I absolutely cannot discuss with any specificity the discussion about the chips. What you've read, I won't dispute that. What I will say is there's more at play with a chipset than just the number of HDMI 2.1 ports. There is also a relationship that a chipset has with the primary picture processor, which is our XR processor, which then controls everything on the TV, including our new advanced backlight system. I will go so far as to say there are reasons why we are continuing on the path, understanding that picture quality, improving performance is still paramount to what we want to accomplish. So
Yeah. And I know
I just didn't want to duck that.
Yeah, it's not worth like we don't if we can answer anything that we can, we will, because we don't believe in like let's just it didn't happen. You know, we'll discuss everything we can, but there is a lot that we actually don't know.
Yep.
Probably because they know that we might talk about it, but also just the fact that there are so many things that Sony is doing behind the scenes that we don't want competitors to be aware of, or talk about other things that we have plans for in the future. Ultimately. But I still, and it's weird to kind of go back to this because it has been said for so many years, but realistically, in my particular case, and I know everybody's a little bit different, but I have 2 HDMI 2.1 devices. And I mean, I am lucky enough to have a receiver that does support HDMI 2.1, so I just have them go into the receiver and I'm good.
Right.
But I don't know of a person who has more than 2 devices. I mean, technically somebody may have like two different consoles and then a high-end PC.
Right.
But most of the time, if they have the high-end PC, they're usually not going to get one of those 2 consoles. But I get it because it's a talking point in all over the internet and in stores. Be like, well, they have 4.
Right. Right.
Okay. Like, not everybody. I will say not everybody. Most people don't need 2.
Right.
Realistically.
Right.
But yes, some people will need 2, but almost nobody really needs 3.
We're getting there.
So, yeah.
The good thing, it's still a question, but I've noticed that the question comes up less and less.
True. That is true. Yes.
Yeah.
Was there some?
Bring up he has multiple devices that need 2.1, but this was really the bigger issue with the receiver that he has.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That works. David Kaisman? I hope I didn't mispronounce your last name, my friend. Sorry. Does the Bravia 7 have the same backlighting system as X93L? Yes. But here's the difference.
Yeah, I was going to say, wait. I was like, wait. Wait a minute.
Yes. The technology that controls the backlight, that gives it... Well,
No, go ahead.
Okay, yeah. There is a primary feature that separates those 2 TVs. High peak luminance. Is that the feature? Did I get it right?
And
X93L.
He said 93L? Oh, he said Bravia 7. Hold on. Wait.
where is that question?
So, first of all, can we fix that in post and delete everything I just said? Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. Yeah, we are live. No, I got it now. Okay, Mr. Kaisman, forgive me. Does the Bravia 7 have the same backlight system as the X93L? No.
See, this is what confused me is because, like, you said it is, but control. And I was like, okay, well, all right, maybe you were going in that direction.
And then I still didn't clean it up. I was
clean it up,
still wrong. No. Bravia 7 has the highly anticipated, often or long covered prototype technology that we shared at CES to a private group. It does have our new advanced backlight system with dynamic control and the ability to not turn zones completely on and off, but all of the variable dimming levels in between. Listen, I don't know how much you guys have seen. There's plenty of coverage out there to disclose, but we ripped the LCD panel off of a few TVs, and on our television that doesn't have the LCD panel on there, you can still clearly make out the image without the benefit of the LCD panel being on there. That is absolute dynamic light control. It is impressive. So yes, the Bravia 7 has the new updated backlight system, but different than the 9. It's lacking, so I can clean that up.
Right.
Lacking high peak
luminance. It doesn't have the high peak luminance capability that you have in the Bravia 9. And you know what you know what really makes me upset is when we were in LA and we had, or did we actually get that sample?
No, we didn't.
We didn't take. Ah, man,
We'll get
we were
one.
so excited. Okay, yeah, we were.
We'll see if Zoe can pick one up for us.
Ooh, yes. So we.
Shout out to Zoe.
So we actually were able to we'll confirm we have permission to show it because we really wanted to show it to you guys. We actually have like a little sampling of what that looks like because the LED controllers are the smallest, as far as I know, currently in usable.
Yeah.
They are like
it is these world smallest.
Super duper small, which is cool, which allows them to actually obviously allow for more LEDs, which is good.
Yeah.
And then they fit in just these little tiny spaces, but they control these zones, to your point, in gradation.
Yes.
Which is such a huge deal because if you want like accurate contrast, we know OLED, well, in terms of getting deep blacks and like that perfect roll off into the deep black, it does it because it's pixel by pixel.
Oh, man.
Right?
Yeah.
But in an LED, you're limited to zone control. But if you can grade that and dim it down, you get shadow detail as well as the deeper blacks in contrast to the peak highlights. So yeah, it's in concept, it's still a mini LED, but it does function much better in the 7.
Yep.
Great question.
Kalu, will all new models have the gaming picture modes, dual simultaneous audio sources, and multi-view as found on A95L?
Oh, the real-time strategy and the first-person shooter picture modes. I'm assuming?
Yep. And then yes,
in the 7, 8, and 9, right?
7, 8, 9.
Yep.
And then dual simultaneous audio. We should clarify.
I need to clarify because I
I
don't
know
want
the
to
answer.
say the wrong thing.
No, I know the answer. Yeah.
Okay, clarify it.
7, 8, and 9 can support TV audio or soundbar audio plus Bluetooth audio simultaneously. I'm assuming that's what we're meaning by dual simultaneous audio sources. I'm hoping that's what it would not be source per se. Output.
Right.
We'll see. Hopefully that's what you mean. And multi-view found on A95L. Yes. So yes. And shout out to Theater U.
Yes.
Theater U talking
man.
about multi device or dual devices. Theater U is awesome.
That's super cool. I think that will be, I don't want to call it like a sleeper hit, but I think it's going to be one of those things that outside of people who are already interested in this technology and knowing what's coming out, like all you amazing people, again, thank you guys so much for being here. Oh, if you could, please, I hate saying this too, but give us a like if you could, because that does tell our bosses that you guys do want us to keep coming back, because sometimes we do need that, because we could be doing other videos right now, but we do want to do this for you guys and connect, and I hope I'm not too loud in the mic. But yeah, the Theater U is awesome. Super dope, as Larry often says.
Oh, that is my thing.
That is your thing. There was...
Mexican Soldier. What are my options?
Oh, Mexican Soldier.
Yeah,
Welcome
what's
back.
up? Yeah. What are my options for repairing an Xperia phone? Does Sony have a repair service or a repair department? We do have our service department. I'm not sure if that number is like super quick and handy. I'm looking at John. There it is. Support, if you can contact us via support, contact that team. They can direct you to a repair center in your area, assuming you're in U.S. or Canada. I'm not sure. Can't remember. Or, hey, shout out to Mexico, right? But, yes, reach out to them, log your communication with them, and they'll help you find a repair facility. So that's the best. That's the best approach for that.
I did want to just quickly mention Rising Greatness. I have your email. So we'll look in that and get back to you. Thanks for sending that so quick. That's awesome. We will definitely follow up with you on that.
Nice.
Let's see. Where are we with this? What are we missing?
see.
Double R. Which 2023 TVs will carry over to 2024? So we will...
Is it public now? It is public. It should be public by now.
We
I
talked
think
about the new stuff.
that's fine. We'll just both get fired together. You go. You do one. I'll do one.
No. I need my job, and I like it.
So the idea with the lineup is to make sure that there are no gaps, right? There are several products that we released last year that just people love, and it fits a space, so we continue. So I'm just going off the top of my head. Here's the list that I know offhand. X90L will continue for now. It'll continue. A90K 42 and 48 will continue. Z9K 8K Master Series television will continue. A95L, like I've been joking with you guys about this.
Yeah.
A95L was an early 2024 release. Like you guys were tripping on how late it came out. It
Yeah.
legit was out early if you really want to think about it that way. So A95L will continue this year as well. And 83-inch
Yes.
A80L will continue for WOLED 83-inch offering.
Right.
So that'll continue.
Follow-up question from quote-unquote Best Buy accounts.
What?
That's fair. Yeah. Okay.
Oh. What?
Great question.
Wow.
So yes, 83 AEDL goes forward. Not the plan isn't to change the branding on X90L, A90K, and A95, Z90K. Wow, think it's get out of my head. It's
pretty
no,
amazing.
it is amazing, especially crawling in there. We're not going to change it. We are purposefully using the new naming convention, not just for the purposes of changing the name. It is representation of an entirely different ideology or a greater partnership between TV and sound. So it's representative of that, and we want that to be a 2024 thing and beyond.
Yeah.
So cool. That's awesome.
Got a question from Sam Walton. How much of an upgrade is the quad theater to the HDA9? Now, I have heard both, but unfortunately it's been like a year and a half since I heard the HDA9. But in terms of the speaker units, there are more. I like the design because it is thinner, smaller. I think it's more aesthetically pleasing because the A9 was sort of like having like a 2-liter bottle of something,
Yes.
because it was so round and
Yes.
cylindrical.
Very good.
I don't know. I am so tired right now. But yeah, it's the quad sounds absolutely amazing. Now I will say this, and I just because I think this is such a cool feature, because the amount of interference in houses, because everything is on a network now. I love that the new quad actually can do channel hopping. So it'll actually detect and find the signal with the least traffic, use that, and if something occupies that channel, it knows and actually has a secondary backup and will switch over, which I think is such a cool thing, because you definitely don't want to have that interference or dropout ever.
Right.
And I think just getting ahead of it
Yep.
and being like, hey, just in case your house is crazy, I think that's such a cool feature. But it sounds amazing too, of course. But
100%.
I don't know if you can probably add more, because I know you're doing all the demos and you have the A9. So
I have the HCA9, love it. It's amazing. I didn't think I'd ever want anything beyond that until Bravia Theater Quad.
I remember the first time you saw when you're like, "Oh, I'm taking this home today."
Oh
Like,
my
nope, you were
goodness.
not allowed.
Yeah,
to.
no, you're
That
not.
was a slap on the wrist, sir.
Theater Quad, each speaker has 4 individual speaker units. I talked about this a little bit earlier. 3 of those 4 speaker units have been three of those 4 speaker units have been newly created and innovated specifically to deliver distortionless audio, clear sound, all in this small, to your point, the aesthetic design, that compact cabinet. That was the key. The conversations during those big demos that we did was split between Theater Quad and Bravia 9. Like, it was great to see it.
Yeah.
No one was arguing if one sounded good or not. It was which one fit their lifestyle the most. Like, to have 2 flagship home theater products is super awesome.
Yeah, I just got to give a quick shout out to. He's probably not watching it, but Mr. Gary Hecker.
Yes.
And Jeff Gross.
Yes.
I met 2 amazing people at Sony Pictures that do Foley. And Gary Hecker is the Foley artist. And check him out on IMDb. If you ever want something to watch, he's got over 400 credits. So you can just watch amazing stuff. Tons of Sony stuff. Awesome. Jeff does all his processing and adding effects and stuff to make it mix well. But the reason I bring them up is we were talking about some of this stuff. And we wanted to kind of give them little bit of, he's like, oh man, I'm so outdated with my system. And we were talking about what is the possibilities, and he saw the demo and he was so torn because he's like, I love the Bravia 9 or the Theater Bar 9 because of its definition. But he's like, man, the atmospheric sound of the quad, it was just so cool to see that. And they give different experiences, but they're both absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you want that real engrossing kind of very customizable, different sort of feel, the quad can't beat it for that.
Yeah. Let's see. What else?
So I just want to address this real quick because
Yeah,
I don't want to leave. Michael Beckerman, is there an online Sony store where someone could purchase Sony logoed shirts, hats, jackets, and vests like the ones we see you guys wearing on your shows? Great question. I think we need to look into that. So this is the face.
I've already taken pictures and we'll be sending it to that.
Okay, there you go. And I also saw someone go, as that's a pretty good idea. So we'll see what we can find out.
Yep.
What else are we missing? You did talk about the. Did we talk about the exterior repair thing?
Yes, we did.
Okay,
Yes,
I was like,
yes,
man,
we
my
did.
brain
Yeah, we flashed support. No,
is
we
melted.
Did. We did. This is good.
Can we run through the lineup real quick? At least the TVs?
We've been answering questions about it. We haven't even actually talked about what it is.
Sure.
Yeah. Woo.
You want to
Okay.
take TV and I take audio, or vice versa?
Yeah, just a real quick rundown. That works.
Yeah, okay.
So starting on the TV in our foundational line, we'll have the Bravia 3, and then we will have the Bravia 7. I was gonna wait for the B-roll.
Awkward
to change.
pause.
I know. I was like, well, wait for the B-roll to change, but there it is. I don't know if he's gonna keep up with me. The Bravia 8. Yes. Oh, he's ready for that. And the Bravia 9. He's trying to go too quick.
Well played.
Yeah, and I know we talked a little bit about it. I don't want to go into too much of the detail here.
Right.
I definitely want to answer some of the questions, but you definitely check out our other videos that we've done, and we will have more coming soon.
yeah,
right?
a lot
right, John?
more.
The other ones that go into model deep dives.
Yes.
When do those go live?
Over the next few weeks.
Next couple of weeks,
Okay.
sometime. Yeah.
Good.
Each model video will be launched closer to availability.
Okay. Yeah.
Pre-order, sorry.
Okay, cool. So yeah, so we'll get some of that stuff out there too, just to give you more information. But if you guys have specific questions, because obviously I want to focus on all the questions we got to get to, but that's a very quick, here's what the lineup is. It's going to be awesome.
Yep.
Cinema is coming home.
Ooh.
We'll get to that, but you go ahead.
No, yeah. So no, you're good. So Bravia Theater lineup starts with the Theater Bar 8. Oh, that's right. Sorry. Bravia Theater Bar 8, Bravia Theater Bar 9, the Bravia Theater Quad, and also, as we just talked about a little bit ago, Bravia Theater U. Okay. The U is obviously a very fun product with a lot of the demos that we did with the U were great, especially for those that enjoy video game playing. Or is that what the kids call it now? Video game playing. I really showed my age with that one.
Yes, you did.
Sorry, I couldn't walk that one back. Anyway, but Theater U has so many benefits, right? Like you can have an immersive gaming experience. We played some zombie games or whatever they're called, and it was like one of our colleagues was playing a zombie game, and one of the zombies walked up behind him. I have never seen this grown adult from New York go, ah!
He shrieked.
He shrieked. I had never in my life seen it. It was
jumped and looked
yeah,
back.
it was. Yo, son, I thought somebody was behind me. It was hilarious. It was great.
That was an amazing impression.
So that just let me know that the immersion was there on that product.
Yes.
8 and 9, man, they are like beast. But okay, I'm gonna save that for a Did You Know. I have a Did You Know that we'll share later.
Stay tuned. Apparently, I do too.
Nah, I won't drop that right now.
You ever make a video?
We'll
you
make
know?
a video.
All right, perfect.
Yeah.
Cool. So kind of getting into some questions real quick too. So Malcolm Walker, can you add TV speakers to further enhance a 7.1 system on AN1000 for 360? So now correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
Not for 360 reality audio, I guess would be the question maybe, or 360 sound, but you can connect it via acoustic center sync. It does support that, so you could get more of that sound from screen presence, but it's not going to answer any sort of like 360 audio experience.
No.
Good question though.
You see, what's up, Jason? How are you, man? See Jason Russell's question. Jason asked about the product live stream earlier today. We'll drop a link in the chat for you, Jason. Yeah. Hope you're doing well, brother. I'm good, man. Yeah. Okay, sorry. That's my dude.
AVG, Gary, as I see.
Yeah.
Just want to say thanks for answering the question. No problem. Thanks for being here, and thank you for the question.
Wow, it's a lot of
A lot of thought about buying the A95L, own the A90J. It's an amazing TV.
I
Yeah.
have an A90J.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, there is a difference between those two TVs for sure. The brightness is going to
yeah.
be way more intense. And in my opinion, I love the brightness, but obviously when we talked about brightness earlier.
Yeah.
Brightness is also color. Color is an important part of brightness. And the A95L will be able to hold the saturation of color way up to the top of the high peak luminances, whereas the A90J just can't, just due to limitation technology. So if you are looking to upgrade, that's going to be a massive upgrade,
Right.
even though the A90J is a fantastic TV.
Yep, 100%.
Yes.
I'm not ducking any questions. We're not. True words. Does Bravia 7 come with X anti-reflection and X wide angle?
I thought you were going to answer.
Oh, I'm going to throw that one to you.
Oh. No.
There it is.
No, Bravia 9 does. Bravia
Yeah,
9 does
Bravia
have
9
both
does.
of those features, though.
I was
So.
hoping you read it as Bravia 9. I was waiting for you.
Yeah, that's why I was like, wait.
So I could walk that back? No. Yeah, no. It doesn't. I will tell you, the Bravia, you guys saw it. If you've seen the X90L, you saw the advancements in picture quality improvements of X90L versus its predecessor, right? The Bravia 7 is so good.
Yeah.
It's so good that differentiating between that model and the 9, it's starting to get to features like that: X wide viewing angle, X anti reflection, and then high peak luminance.
Yeah.
Like it's some of those things that make the difference. I think. Look, I don't know if you guys have looked at prices. I don't know if anybody's looked at prices.
I don't
even
know, but they are on the Sony website,
Yes.
the Sony Electronics website, so you can actually go there, and you can be notified on there, too, if you do want to know when they are coming out, and you can take a look at the prices as well. So,
Yeah.
link in the description.
There it is. All right. Cool. I'm sorry, man. It's a lot happening. Okay.
All good. Michael Beckerman, we didn't see any updates to the 3 Sony receivers slotted lower in the lineup below the A9. Wow, AN1000. Sheesh. Can you tell us anything about possible revisions? Your guess, honestly, is as good as mine.
Yep.
We don't typically
have a theory.
talk about receivers this time of year.
Yeah.
So we'll have to kind of wait and see. But I can guess, but I honestly don't have any information.
Yeah. I think. Yep. I think that's Derek's way of telling me don't guess. But in
I mean,
theory,
if you
when
want
you
to.
when you get to that foundation level, it's just I want basic functionality, this number of channels, thank you. It's that, right? Especially if you get all the way down to a 190. Starting at the AN1000 is where you start to look for those premium features. So introducing premium features down to a 790 or a 590, you're going to start to adjust the price, and that's not where those receivers live.
Right. Yeah.
So-
And I mean, all of that whole lineup is still really solid.
Man, yeah.
Especially for the price.
Yeah. Receivers don't need to be updated every year.
They don't. They really don't. I
do
mean,
not.
the technology of why you would need to upgrade it when you think about it. And I know even when I was selling receivers in stores, like it was like, okay, when was the last time you updated a receiver? Because they're like, well, 4K isn't working through this. Like, okay, you probably need 4K pass through. When did you upgrade? 1984. It's like, well, there's your problem, right? Because they do last if you take care of them. And a lot of like the features, like the most recent changes have been what it was 4K pass through, it was Dolby Vision, and then 8K 2.1, HDMI 2.1.
And the wireless
that's over the
integration
last
now.
how
Just
many
overall?
years?
Yeah. Ever
So really just 4
since eARC.
of HDMI if you really go back
Right,
from,
yeah.
from
That's
that.
it,
But
yeah.
I mean that's a lot of years. So
It
it
is.
doesn't really change all that often.
Yep.
But we'll see.
Theodore Johnson. I'm going to answer this question, and before you ask me the second question, I'm going to answer that one as well. Theodore Johnson asks, will Sony TV internal storage increase? Absolutely yes. Your follow-up question is going to be how much? I will be able to tell you later when I open one of those TVs back there. But the answer, I asked the same question, and the answer that was given to me was an emphatic, that's a non-issue. So it's
really.
a non-issue. So,
Yep.
but we can get back with you on that. But yes, storage is much different. It's super increased.
So there's a question from Kalu. Hopefully I said it right. Apologies if I didn't. Any way to run Theater U on legacy TVs? Now, I know we need to clarify some things.
Yeah.
Here's my initial understanding of it, because I am familiar with the NS7. So we will probably need to find out more details, but you will be able to pair it via Bluetooth as long as the TV supports Bluetooth headphones. So you can at least pair it that way. If you want to take advantage of the 3D sound, you will need the adapter. What is it? WLSN7? God, did I remember that right? Maybe. It's the little puck. You can actually purchase it separately. I don't know the cost of it offhand. It did come with the NS7 because that was required in the previous versions. But if you get the Theater U with one of the Bravia TVs this year, you actually won't need that, and you can actually take advantage of the 3D spatial sound on that. So, but that is a fantastic question that I think we'll probably see a lot, because I think with how cool the Theater U is and the fact that you can have two at differing volumes, and there's so many use cases for it, I think it's going to get really popular, even with people who aren't looking to buy a new TV this year.
I agree.
So we need to be ready for that.
I agree. Yep.
Great question. Okay, where are we?
That was a literal breather.
Yeah, it's like, whew, talking a lot.
Alan, if we get information regarding anything with Xperia, we honestly haven't heard anything yet on Xperia. If we do, even if it's just for you, my friend, we'll make sure to talk a little bit about Xperia, and if we can get our hands on one, we'll definitely give you the goods on it.
And feel free to remind us.
Yes.
Anytime you join us or send us a message, whatever, we do not mind.
There it is. See, that's the question I thought I was answering earlier.
Oh, the new one. Yeah, we'll go ahead and take that one.
Does the Bravia 7 use the same micro circuit backlit? Wow, it jumped on me. Drivers as the Bravia 9?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I was ahead of my time.
There is follow that up with
Oh.
just want to confirm, as they are advertised to have different contrast levels, and it didn't specify if that was just the peak luminance feature.
Great question.
Very great.
Great.
Very good.
Our contrast booster number correlates with both black level and peak brightness, because that's what contrast is, the difference between those.
Right. Can we briefly? Because we talked about this the other day. Let's start as a group of amazing people that you guys are here. Let's start to change what contrast means. It is not deepest blacks. It's that all the way up to the highest brightness in the highlights. That is your contrast, because I think all too often people are like, oh, OLEDs have better contrast. Right. Technically, they do not.
They don't.
Because their range is smaller. They go all the way to a 0 in black, and then let's just call it 1,000 in white.
Right.
Whereas, especially now, we're talking, you go up, and these are numbers. I'm just throwing out there round numbers.
Oh, I like that disclaimer. That was nice.
Yeah, because I don't have the exact numbers. Yeah, but let's say you hit a floor on one of these TVs at like 100, right? But now you're going up to 2,000,
right?
So you're getting an extra 1,000 to lose 100 at the bottom,
right?
Like that's better contrast technically.
Right. Yeah.
So cool.
Great point.
We were just talking about that the other day.
We sure were.
Yeah, really
great
good questions.
Very good question.
There was something I saw in here. Oh, Ronan, any info about the new Bravia app? Which one, maybe?
Yes.
Is the question?
No, Bravia Connect app.
Yeah, that's what I'm assuming.
Oh.
Maybe?
Yes. I'm. Oh, yeah. I was thinking the Bravia Mobile Connect app. Yes. I had a chance to spend a lot of time with the app and realize that I don't read Japanese.
Yeah, that's a problem.
So, but what I can tell you, here's some things that we didn't talk. Another set of things that we didn't talk about earlier. Bravia Connect app is all about. It's one of the 4 ways you can now control your TV and your home theater device. But here's a cool little nugget, okay? And when you did 360 SSM, so let's talk about the differences between 360 SSM last year and 360 SSM with our new Bravia theater products. 360 SSM last year compensated for speaker placement as well as compensating for room shape and design, which is revolutionary, right? It's awesome. But it did not take into account seated position of primary listener, right? The best seat in the house may be a little bit off center of the TV. Mine is.
Mine is too.
Right. The difference is with the Bravia Connect app, when you go through 360 SSM and all of your setup now for your devices go through the Bravia Connect app, when you run through there, it goes through the normal sound field optimization 360 SSM process, but then it also uses the microphone on your mobile device to identify your primary listening area. So now it's speaker placement, room consideration, and then also primary. That was epic peel back there.
We're doing, yes.
And also primary listener location, which was super. It dialed in the audio so much, which is why they had that experience going through those demos. It was dialed into that sweet spot.
Right,
So,
right. Makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah, if you're hearing noise, again, we do have a team working in the back too. They are unboxing a 98-inch TV, which is, it's not an easy task. And that satisfying peel of the plastic,
That just happened.
they're all looking at us like,
Yeah.
yes, we're talking about you.
Yeah.
But anyway, so this kid's dad,
Oh, I love that.
yeah, that's great. Can we keep our bought and purchased license? That'd be great. Thanks. Now, I'm gonna, if you can clarify, that'd be great. But I'm assuming, and if I get it right, hopefully, let's go right. So Bravia Core, transitioning to Sony Pictures Core. So yes, it's based on the account. It's really just the app name is changing. Is really the big change.
Yes.
So similarly, if you've bought multiple TVs that supported the Bravia Core app, when you get a new one, you actually get some of those extra credits, and you still have access to any other ones that you've purchased or added into your library. So my understanding as of this point is it works the same way. It's just the name change. So hopefully that answers your question, but feel free to clarify if I am wrong,
No,
as I
you're
have
right.
known to be.
No, you are absolutely right, my friend.
All right, cool. Good stuff. We're gonna start to wrap up.
Yeah.
Here, I did
Great
see.
questions.
Yeah, this is all good stuff. Vinny Sivaraman,
Yeah, very good.
maybe, hopefully. All right. Is there a subwoofer to go along with the new soundbar and TV? So the subwoofers won't pair with the TV, but you can with the Theater Bar 8, the Theater Bar 9, as well as the Quad. You can get our currently available SW3 or SW5 subwoofer to work with those. So even if you did have a previous A-series soundbar like an A5000, you want to upgrade to the Quad, and you had bought the SW5, you just paired up to the Quad, which is pretty cool. So yes, you do have some options there.
Michael Beckerman, only one subwoofer can connect to the Bravia Theater lineup. So one of the, either an SW3 or SW5, not dual sub, one of those two compatible, same for Bravia 8, 9, and Quad. So.
Yeah, sorry, long day. I'm very behind on sleep right now.
No worries.
Man,
I got
we
you.
couldn't relate more
I
than
got you.
right now. We've been in this building for, wait, what time is it here? Is it 8 o'clock here?
We've been here 13 hours.
13 hours, so.
True words.
get it.
I know, right? True words. I don't have the answer to that question, my friend. Why does Bravia 7 not have X anti-glare or X wide angle, despite the fact that it's an upgrade? I don't know. I don't know what goes into those decisions.
Yeah, that's a good question. We can only speculate, but I look at like the lineup where we had the X93L and the X95, where the Bravia 7 kind of takes on most of the features of the 95L, but I haven't seen the price point, but it kind of brings it closer to where the X93 was.
Yeah.
So, and that's probably part of just kind of keeping that great picture quality and features for the price kind of a balance, but I can only guess, unfortunately, to that, but it's a fair question.
Vinny, that's a great question. Will I be able to integrate with Google Home to see my doorbell camera if someone rings the doorbell when I'm watching TV? Let me just say, that's a great question, and I feel your pain. All of this started, I'm not trying to pass the blame, all of this started with, for me, Google's acquisition of Nest. the Nest app. So the developers of the Nest app, that's been our hang up. That's the hang up right now is it's not the TV that's not enabling that feature to work. It's the app developers that still have not updated that app. So that's the thing there. So my bad.
It does do the chime though.
It does, yes. Yeah. Let me see. Products for where we after all but okay, check today. PS score, core questions, so on. So the issue can link them. All right, so moves in my PS score. Yeah, should be. Okay, yeah, it should be.
Yeah, and I think yeah, we should really wrap up.
Yeah.
I do just want to point out just really quickly the Global South. You bring up a lot of great questions about what's sold in various countries because clearly you are a well-traveled person, which is really cool. And I wish I had an answer for a lot of that stuff, but you know, we are Sony North America, so honestly, we don't have really any visibility into that sort of thing. Sometimes we do. We did have a lot of the Sony Europe folks come out to see, and we did meet a lot of those folks, which was very cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are really tough questions, and I wish we did have some sort of an answer, but we don't really have the insight into those decisions, unfortunately. So,
But yeah, I think that's a good point, a good place. Look, as always, guys, continue. Once the live stream ends, if you have any additional questions or anything, hop in the replay of the video so we can track those.
Yep.
You guys have the email, right? afterhoursupport@sony.com. And what else am I missing?
Thanks. No. Yeah. We appreciate all you guys being here. And a lot of you were also on our live earlier. So that's so cool. Thank you guys so much. And the community forum folks that really help support us in more ways than just being awesome people and awesome fans.
Right.
The support that you guys give for us as a brand is fantastic. We appreciate every single one of you. And it's been great and an honor to meet a couple of you at least so far. So, which is super cool. But we appreciate everyone being here. Again, please give us a like and share and tell people about it. And if you are friends with other techie people that don't know about it, you know, let them know, and they can hop in and give us some questions and try to get Larry fired.
That's always fun. That's
always towing the line. Yeah, I'm not getting fired. It's not going to happen.
I love it. I appreciate you guys also.
But yeah, this is so fun to do this, and I appreciate all you guys. And again, thank you for your time. Don't forget about the one-on-one consultation, especially for those that may not believe you about, oh, this TV's better than this one. Sign up the one-on-one consultation program. We'll give them that discussion, and you can and then that person will say, yeah, you were right.
Of course. I get it. There it is.
So also let us know what other types of content you want to see from us, other videos, and keep the questions coming. And we will see you guys next time.
Yes.
Whenever that
next month.
Next month at some point for sure. Because, yeah, we got to do more stuff here.
We'll be here.
We got to do some more videos here. So
there it is.
Yeah, so check out our videos that we've been shooting here as well. Right. So we'll have those constant. Yeah, like and subscribe to the Sony Electronics and the Sony Support channel. Most of our stuff does go on the Sony Support channel. So, yeah, please follow that. And
it's your boy Larry with Sony, and thanks for watching.